Man, down back. What are you doing, bro? Get the man down back on these niggas, yo. Bro, what you doing, bro?
Hey, man.
Bro, so you weird as hell, bro. The probation officer not following me, bro. You weird, bro. Big EJ back. Yes, sir. Had her like wool, man. You know what I'm saying? It said the man had her like wool. If his hair was like wool, what did the man her look like? God damn it!
Hi, I'm Angie, and you're watching Dante's Vaccinated.
As y'all saw in the footage, Errol Spence is back in training, full throttle mode, getting ready for the one and only Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. Now, he also let Manny Pac-Man know on Instagram and tagged him that he's ranked #1 in the welterweight division. He the king of the mountain, at least for the moment. Terrence Crawford is #2 and Manny Pacquiao is #3. So he basically was telling Manny Pac-Man, peep the rankings if you want the smoke and climb the ladder and be the king of the hill. Now, at this point, it's no longer a secret that both fighters don't have a fight coming up, and both fighters supposed to return in the spring. So that being said, Manny Pacquiao don't have Senate duties around that time. Errol Spence looking to return around that time. So it makes sense if they clash because it's going to make a lot of dollars, right? So Errol Spence is back in training. Derrick James already came out and clarified that Errol Spence is looking good in training. However, they haven't sparred yet. They will ease their way back to sparring. They might do light sparring, then pick the pace back up. And till he actually have hardcore sparring, they won't know if he's ready for a top tier level fighter, because Errol Spence, on one hand, he treating everybody like a tune-up. I mean, he called out Danny Garcia, Manny Pacquiao, and even Terrence Bud Crawford. So Errol Spence still have the same energy even after the car crash. But Derrick James is looking to see if Errol Spence is the same, especially at least during the sparring matches. Derrick James is looking to detect any signs of Errol Spence slowing down. And you obviously want to find that out, not fight night, but preparing for a fight, or at least before even signing a fight. So that's what Derrick James looking to do. Inshallah, Errol Spence come back stronger than ever. And when he do, the sky is the limit. Because on one hand, he has one fight with Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao that could make him a superstar, literally. I mean, he could grab stardom by the palm of his hand. That's his Oscar de la Hoya ticket. And even though Errol Spence next fight will be huge regardless of Pacquiao or not, because people is going to want to see how Errol Spence looked after the car crash. And not just that, even Errol Spence's last 2 fights this year were on pay-per-views, and they were a tremendous success. This year alone, or last year, he fought in front of 47,000 people and put on a tremendous performance. So Manny Pacquiao knows that he has a lot on the table as well if he wins. I mean, he will return back to #1 pound for pound. He was the former pound for pound to Floyd Mayweather, came back to the game, right? Now, Terrence Crawford is currently #1. Manny Pacquiao is #2 on new media pound for pound list, or at least in my opinion, because he's looking to fight the best, which is Errol Spence. So if he does beat an Errol Spence, he's back on the #1 spot. The fact that Errol Spence is the #1 welterweight, that will give Manny Pacquiao the credentials to be back to the #1 spot. So that being said, Manny Pacquiao has a lot of money to make on the table. Manny Pacquiao has an injured prey in front of him. At least that's how he's looking at it, just like he did for the Keith Thurman fight. So that being said, not too long ago, Manny Pacquiao had a list of asking his fans who y'all want my next opponent to be. and he didn't have Errol Spence on the list. But now he's looking to fight Errol Spence. So obviously he's trying to capitalize on that. And he stated in the past that the key to beating Errol Spence is speed. And Manny Pacquiao has a lot of it at 41 years old. A lot of foot speed and hand speed. However, it's like Manny driving a Ferrari. And fight night, if he does fight Errol Spence, that Ferrari is going to run into a wall. Now, can the Ferrari go through the wall? Regardless if it does or it doesn't, it would no longer be the same. You can mark my word on that. And that wall is Errol Spence. Errol Spence is solid. He's not a one-time. And I got all the love for Manny Pacquiao, but he's just delaying the inevitable. So I don't think that wall will be getting taken down by the Ferrari. The wall is just too solid. And I remember even Errol Spence when he was on undisputed. And funny enough, that's what he's looking for, is becoming undisputed at welterweight. However, I recall the time where Skip asked Errol Spence, if you fight a Manny Pacquiao, would you take it easy on him? That was around the time when Errol Spence just finished beating up on Mikey Garcia. And obviously Skip is biased toward Manny Pacquiao. That's his favorite fighter. I mean, he ride or die for Pac-Man, right? So Errol Spence told him, absolutely not. He a veteran in the game. And not too long after, Manny Pacquiao beat a prime Keith Thurman. You could say that's not the best version of Keith Thurman, but Manny Pacquiao was still 10 years older. However, veterans like Manny Pacquiao, legendary fighters like Manny Pacquiao, for example, they pick up little tricks down the road that help them when facing a young lion in the game that still has all his attributes. A legendary fighter like Manny Pacquiao, obviously, he uses some of them tricks to make up for some of his best attributes that slipped up a little bit. So he uses his experience to make up for certain gifts that he used to have. So you have to take every opponent seriously. Unlike a Keith Thurman who said, I don't care about VADA test. Manny Pacquiao could still take something and I'm still knock him out and send him to retirement. I'm going to crucify him. And then Manny Pacquiao dropped him in the first round. So that's why you can't overlook any opponent. But Skip wouldn't know a thing or two about that. However, Errol Spence, on the other hand, he would know 3 or 4 things on a fighter like a legendary Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao. So that being said, Errol Spence has that fight on the table. Danny Garcia fight, a Keith Thurman fight. Man, the sky's the limit. And then obviously the fight of the decade with Terrence the Bud Crawford. I mean, Bud, on the other hand, he got shot on the head. People say he don't have a beard, but he got shot on the head and drove himself to the hospital. And you think somebody's going to stop that guy? So, like I said, both of them are the truth. So, I can't wait for that fight. However, for the meantime, Errol Spence just finished his pretty boy stage. If he lands this Manny Pacquiao fight, he will turn into his own version of Money May. And obviously, he doesn't have to change his name because there's no cap in his game. He the truth. So that being said, subscribe below if you're trying to get smarter by the minute. If you're trying to get dumber by the second, don't. And listen to these casual fans /old media. Follow my man Lunatune for the funniest boxing memes. You can always find his IG link in the description box below. So keep it a G and follow my man on IG. And follow me too on IG at Akhi TV.